Do you know if we are in a buyer's market or a seller's market? Do you know how many properties have recently sold or what is happening to sold properties? Do you know what prices we are at when it comes to the real estate market right now? Are you trying to get into the housing market but aren't really updated about what is going on? Well, then this video is for you. I'm going to be covering the Brampton real estate market and their updates for the month of September, and then I'm going to be comparing it to the last few months as well as last year. So stick around. By the way, my name is Zamira Dunnet and I'm a local real estate agent right here in the GTA, and I'm with eXp Realty. And if you have any questions about any city right here in the GTA and what is happening in the real estate market, all of my contact information is right there in the description. So please go ahead and reach out, because I want to help you as much as I can with as much information as possible. Knowing about the real estate market when you are trying to get into the market is super helpful, because you don't want to overpay for a property or get into a situation that you don't want to be in. So I want to help you as best as I can, so you know what to do. Go ahead and reach out. All right, so let's jump right in. We're going to go over a bit of an overview about what is happening in the market and then get into some details. Let's go. All right, so let's look at the numbers. So you can see that the average home prices in the month of September was $1,041,829. Did you know that from August that actually increased by 2.77%? I think the reason for this is because the interest rates did not raise in the month of September. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens on October 25th to see if they raise interest rates and what will happen next month. Also, if you look at last year, prices also increased by 3.42%. We had 377 listings sold this month. We had 1,245 listings come on the market in this month, and we were left with 1,488 listings at the end of the month. That means we have so many active listings and not a lot of sales. So from last year, sales are down 6.9%. And can you believe it? We are up by 36.2% in active listings. And I'll show you in just a minute. This is the most active listings we have had in a while. And we were in that market before, back in February of 2022, and it actually came up for a little while this year of properties selling over asking. Well, that's fluctuated because we're only at 34% of properties selling over asking. So when you look at the number of sales throughout the entire year of 2023, we started off with not a lot of properties selling. Then we hit the spring market in March. So the spring market always ends up being more active than the winter market because people don't like to move or even look at properties when the weather is really, really bad. So in March, we ended up having a lot more properties sold. And then something happened in April and in May. The Bank of Canada did not raise interest rates. We ended up holding for the month of April and May. And do you see, we had 660 listings sold and 742 listings sold. And then in June, on June 7th, they raised interest rates, which brought it back down to 609. And then July, August, September, we're back to 300 to 400 listings sold. We haven't had a lot of sales in the past few months, and that's probably why we have 1,488 active listings. It's all built up from the past few months. So like I said, 1,488 active listings. From the 377 listings that have sold, we had 171 listings only stay on the market for 14 days or less. And then we had 173 active listings stay from 15 days to 30 days on the market. And the rest of that number is over 30 days. 581 listings were terminated in the month of September, which means that many listings weren't able to sell, and we still have 1,488 active listings on the market for the month of September. And 87 properties decided to change their price. All right, so now let's compare new listings, sold listings, and active listings. Just before, a little while ago, I mentioned that our active listings are the most that we have had in a really long time. If you look all the way back in March of 2022 till now, we have not hit this number that entire time. So we are super high with active listings, and look at how many properties have sold. In the past 3 months, we haven't had a lot of sold listings. And that's why we have so many active listings just sitting on the market currently. We did have a peak of sold listings a little bit back in April and May, like I mentioned. And if you look compared to literally March, we haven't had that many sold listings either. So it has come up quite a bit and then it dropped again. And those 2 months were the months that we didn't raise interest rates. We ended up holding interest rates. Now looking at new listings, we had over 2,000 new listings come up in March of 2022. And since then, we have not reached that either. So a lot of sellers are not listing currently. We always talk about supply and demand. And what's going on is we don't have enough supply for the amount of people that are looking to purchase a property. Yes, we have a lot of active listings and we have a lot of new listings, but a lot of buyers are just standing on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to come down. And what I always say is buying at a higher interest rate and a lower price is a lot better than buying at a higher price and a lower interest rate, because your housing price will always stay the same. If you buy at a lower price and that interest rate is high, that interest rate will slowly start to come down and it will cause your monthly mortgage payment to come down as well. While if you wait for interest rates to start to come down, that price will start to go up and you're just going to be fighting a whole bunch of buyers to try to grab those properties like we were in the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022. All right, let's jump into prices and compare them to the past few years. So detached houses have always been the most expensive. In 2021, we hit $1.3 million for a detached house in Brampton. And then in 2022, that came down to $1,178,000. And then in 2023, somehow that came back up. Everything else has dropped, but we've raised in detached houses because a lot of people just want that detached house. If you look at semis, they've all started to come down, as well as freehold townhouses, condo townhouses, and condos. But back in 2019, we were at $863,000 for a detached house. A semi was at $675,000. And look at where we are now. These prices have jumped up so high, even though we're trying to push the prices down. It's nothing close to what it used to be. We're back at about 2021 prices, which is actually crazy. All right. When you look at the months, I want to show you that April, May, and June were the highest prices we had, especially if you look at what we were at, like 1.3 back in 2021 for detached houses. We were here. We had gotten this high. And that's why the Bank of Canada had to start raising interest rates again, because we had gone back up to what 2021 prices were. That's insane. If you look at semis as well, we had gone past $1 million back in April and in May, and now we're back to 932, which is at least a bit more calm. Again, literally, as soon as they raised those interest rates, every single style of home had upped their prices back to where we were in 2021. And if you look back at condo townhouses, at least we know what the averages are in each month. We're back at $693,000 right now. That's not bad for a condo townhouse. Or even a condo, we're at $541,000. You can pause these and look at each one to really compare the prices of each month. But literally, even though we raised interest rates in June, like on June 7th, that's when they increased the highest point. They had to bring them back down. Okay, now this is the most interesting part. So looking at every month from April, May, June, July, August, and September, this is the percentage of properties that sold over asking. In May, we were at 69% of homes were selling over asking. We were back into multiple offers. We were having buyers fight each other. We were having about 10 to 15 offers on each property. And then that started to slow down. And now look, we're at 34% of properties selling over asking. If you are trying to get into the market, this might be the right time. We have paused on interest rates. We're waiting for October 25th to see what happens. So if you are thinking about getting in, you won't be fighting a lot of buyers right now. We won't be going into multiple offers for a lot of properties. People are listing properties at what they want for that property, and they are selling under that. So if you are thinking about getting into the housing market, why not at least speak to a mortgage agent to see what you are able to qualify for? Like I said, with interest rates higher and prices lower, it's better to get in with that higher interest rate because this is going to come down at some point. These prices, as soon as this starts to come down, those prices are going to go right back up because our issue is supply and demand. I want to let you know that my husband is a mortgage agent. So if you need any information just to kind of go over what you can qualify for, go ahead and contact me at the bottom and I'll get you in touch with my husband who can go over that information with you just to see what numbers you're at. And let's say it doesn't work out right now. That's okay. At least having that information of what you can qualify for is super important to figure out where you need to be or where you want to be in the future. Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to watch this video. I am going to be doing a market update every single month with the same data I just provided so you can know exactly what's happening in the Brampton real estate market. It is super important to be informed about what is going on, and it will really help you get yourself into the market. Again, like I said, my contact information is right there at the bottom. So if you have any questions about the Brampton real estate market or any city right here in the GTA, you know what to do. Go ahead and contact me. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and go ahead and like this video because I'm going to be making one every single month and I'm going to be making a video every single week just for you guys. Thanks so much for watching and we will see you next week.